Hi guys, welcome to the Explicit English channel. In this video, we are going to talk about parts of essay. So let's move on to the next slide. So before we get into it, I would like to clarify that this video will explain parts of the essay that are followed here in the USA. I teach here in the USA and I'm familiar with the guidelines of this country. So I'm not sure what guidelines other countries follow. So if you would like to come and study here at the USA, then these are the standard guidelines by which we adhere to. Okay, so let's see what each essay needs to have. The first you need to write is an introduction. Okay, then each essay needs to have a body, and then there is a conclusion. Okay, so these are the three parts that each essay needs to have. Now let's move on to the next slide to explain each one of these in details. So let's see what are the first things we want to write. The first thing that you need to have is title. Okay, the title will give meaning to your essay, right? You have to write an essay and there should be a title to inform the reader what is it that he or she is going to read about. Sometimes your title doesn't necessarily need to explain or show what the essay is going to be about. It can be metaphorical, but each essay needs a title. A lot of times you will be given a title by your teacher, okay? And some other times you may need to come up with your own title. Okay, so this is the first thing. You need to have your title. When it comes to introduction, there are three parts that you need to include in your introduction. The first is hook. Hook is something that you write that will grab your reader's attention. Okay, so hook can be written in a form of a question. Have you ever seen? And it depends on what your essay is going to be about. Asking a question is an interesting way to write your hook. You can also use a declarative sentence just to state something, okay? Or you can say something exciting and you can put an exclamation point at the end just to grab your reader's attention. Then you need to include the background information. You can't just start writing right away about your essay. You need to slowly prepare your reader as to what kind of information you are just about to give. And the most important part of introduction is the thesis statement. Thesis statement is basically your topic, your main idea as to what your essay is going to be about, and the controlling idea, giving ways or hinting towards your reader what your essay is going to be about. So the thesis statement will have to be explained later on, but you need to have these three things for a solid introduction: a hook, a background, and thesis. Now, what order you decide to write this in is totally up to you. Next comes, as we said, body. So regarding the body, you can have body paragraph 1, 2, or 3. So 2 is okay, 3 is optimum, and in many cases your teacher will tell you how many body paragraphs they want you to have. What you need to understand is that each one of these paragraphs needs to have a topic sentence and the supporting or concluding sentences. So these topic sentences and supporting sentences will explain your thesis statement that you declared in your introduction. Okay, so they have to be really, really connected. And lastly, you need to write a conclusion. Conclusion will differ depending on what type of essay you're writing. So for example, if you're writing a descriptive essay, then your conclusion will serve to summarize the key points. You know, if you're describing something, then you will just summarize the key points, rephrase your thesis statement to kind of help your reader recall what he or she just read. Okay? If you, for example, are writing a cause and effect or synthesis essay, then you're gonna probably suggest some recommendations based on what you wrote. Okay, again, it's gonna really depend on type of an essay you're trying to write. And I'm sure your teacher will give you more requirements as to how she or he, wants you to do this. And if you, for example, are writing something personal, a narrative essay about some of the experiences you've had before, you may give a closure, or you just may give a moral or a lesson of your experience to share with your reader as to what is it that you've learned or experienced from your from this event that you just wrote about. So these 3 parts have been broken down into details. Each introduction needs to have a hook, background, and a thesis statement. Then the body, you may have 2 or 3 paragraphs or even more, depending how many paragraphs your teacher wants you to have. Again, each will have its own topic sentence and supporting sentences, and each essay needs to have a conclusion in which you either summarize the key points you suggest or give recommendation, or you just give closure. And that's about it. So here in this slide, I wanted to give you an example thesis statement that we can try to explain and see how the thesis is going to unfold throughout the essay. So the thesis statement that I have here is as it follows. Teachers can help students succeed in class by inspiring them. Okay, so this sentence here, teachers can help students succeed in class. This is your topic sentence. This is your main idea. Okay, by inspiring them is going to be your controlling idea. So the thesis statement has 2 parts. It has the main idea and the controlling idea. Okay, so as you write your essay, your introduction, as you have this thesis statement, you're gonna give some background information about teachers and students and how they are connected, and you might give some kind of a hook in the form of a question or something exciting. Okay, now your body paragraphs 1, 2, or 3 will explain how can teacher inspire students. So each paragraph, depending how many you have, let's say 2 or 3, you're gonna have to choose a specific detail as to how can teachers inspire these students, in what ways. And you're gonna have to prove your point by providing supporting sentences. Okay? Once you have done that, then your conclusion will serve to summarize, or to give recommendations, or to show how exciting is the relationship between the teachers and students. Okay, and that's about it. If you like this video, please don't forget to share, subscribe, and click the bell for further notifications. And you can also check out our other videos about the thesis statement and writing a paragraph. Thanks for watching.